Welcome to this video on inequalities. Today we're going to talk about what an inequality is and how to graph them, also how to write them from a graph. So we started here on page 98, and first I wanted to take a look at an equation. So an equation is what we looked at yesterday. For example, x equals 2. A solution to this equation is going to be a value that makes it true. So there's only one solution, that's 2, right? Because 2 would make that a true statement. 2 is equal to 2. Now, on a number line, if this is 0, 2 is going to be over here. And we need to graph 2. So what we're going to do is just put a dot on the number 2. All right? Because that shows visually where the solution is. Okay? It's just putting a point on a line. Right? Now, an inequality, if they're unequal, it means they're not equal. Okay? So really, the graph of an inequality is showing the set of all points on a number line that make the inequality true. Now, this gets tricky because there's going to be a lot of options. Think about it. If x is greater than 3, think of numbers that are greater than 3. There's a ton. Okay? You'd never be able to list them all. So we're going to have to get creative in how we show this on a graph so that we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. All right, well, here's what they did. X is greater than 3. They have a circle here and a line going this way. Now, if you think about it, this line represents all the values that make this statement true. So 4 makes the statement true because 4 is greater than 3. All right, if there was a 5 here, it would make the statement true because 5 is greater than 3. So in other words, this part of our graph, the part that is darker and an arrow pointing out, is everything bigger than 3. Okay, that's basically what this means. If it's bigger than 3, it makes the statement true. Now there's a slight difference here. Circle, and now there's a dot. Because we put it on a line underneath this greater than symbol. Okay, that line is a combination of greater than and equal. Okay, we took the bottom of the equal sign and put it with the greater than. So what that tells us is it could be 3 and everything bigger than 3. All right? So see how that works? So really, there's not much difference. It's just this is a circle, this is a dot. And notice there's no line here with the circle, but there is a line here with the dot. Okay, go a page over. Now we switched, right? Now we're saying x is less than 3. So this is showing us all the values that are less than 3. Okay, we put a circle here on 3 and everything less. All right, then on this one, x is less than or equal to 3. So it could be 3, but then everything's smaller. So there's a dot, and then the arrow goes down. Okay? So you can kind of see some of the differences. The way the arrow or the mouth is facing, or the greater than less than sign is facing, helps know which way we're going to be graphing. Okay? Now, tried it out here. Okay, and I gave you some pointers here. So first you wanted to ask what number? Okay, what number is being graphed? Okay, if there's a circle or dot on a number, that's the number we're interested in. So here it's 15. And then you're going to put x here. Then you're going to ask, is it bigger or smaller than that number? So look at where the darker part of the graph is. I'm seeing 11, 12, and 13, for example. There's a lot of examples. But 11, 12, and 13, are those numbers smaller or bigger than 15? Well, they're smaller. And that's what x represents, is all of these numbers. Since these are smaller than 15, I need to make it so it's going this way, all right? So that the less than sign faces the x. So x is less than 15. But since it's got the dot, I need to put a dot on there. I'm sorry, so I need to put the line underneath the less than sign. Okay, very similar to this one over here. All right? And then, can it be the number? Okay, that's what I'm asking. Is it a circle or a dot? Okay? Can it be that number? Is it less than or is it equal to? Okay? Then this one, number of the circle or the dot is on 16.5. And then is it graphing numbers bigger or smaller than 16.5? Well, it's graphing numbers bigger. 18 and 19 are bigger than 16.5. So x needs to be bigger. But notice it's a circle, so it cannot be that number. So I'm not going to put the or equal to sign. All right? This one's a little bit tricky, but basically what it's saying is it can be anything but 23. So we use the sign that says x is not equal to 23. Okay? And then on this one, when we have an inequality statement and we're trying to make a graph, the first step is ask, is it a circle or a dot? Okay? And you can look back here for a reference. It's got the line under it, so it needs to be a dot. Okay, then a dot on what number? Well, they give us 14, so we put a dot on 14, and then ask, is x less than or bigger than that number? All right, do I want to graph numbers that are smaller or bigger than 14? Well, I want to graph the numbers that are smaller, so what side of that is it? It would be this side over here, okay, because these are the numbers that are smaller than 14. Here, what circle or dot? I need a circle because it's not equal to, so I put a circle here, and the number's on 55, so I put it on 55, and then I ask, is x less than or more than 55? Well, it says it's less than, so I got to shade everything over here. Don't mind this little zigzag there, my smartboard was acting up. Okay, so again, follow these steps and it will help you whether you're going from a graph to an inequality or an inequality to a graph. Thanks for watching.